All right, so we're starting with Out of My Mind by Sharon Draper. Lexile is, middle school. It's 224 pages. 11-year-old Melody is not like most people. She can't walk, she can't talk, she can't write, all because she has cerebral palsy. But she also has a photographic memory. She can remember every detail of everything she has ever experienced. She's the smartest kid in her whole school, but no one knows it. Most people, her teachers, her doctors, her classmates, dismiss her as mentally challenged because she can't tell them otherwise. But Melody refuses to be defined by her disability, and she's determined to let everyone know it somehow. So I have a paper copy of it, and then it's also on Actively Learn. So for those of you that need to do some reading at night, if you're behind, or if if you're in another classroom, maybe during Statesman time, you can actually access it through Actively Learn. All right, so Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. Again, middle school Lexile, 303 pages. 16-year-old and not so openly gay Simon Spear prefers to save his drama for the school musical. But when an email falls into the wrong hands, his secret is at risk of being thrust into the spotlight. Now, change-averse Simon has to find a way to step out of his comfort zone before he's pushed out, without alienating his friends, compromising himself, or fumbling a shot at happiness with the most confusing, adorable guy he's never met. Just a paper copy. All right, so The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, paper copy, and it's on Actively Learn. Middle school Lexile, 444 pages. 16-year-old Star Carter moves between two worlds: the poor neighborhood where she lives and the fancy suburban prep school she attends. The uneasy balance between these worlds is shattered when Star witnesses the fatal shooting of her childhood best friend, Khalil, at the hands of a police officer. Khalil was unarmed. Soon afterward, his death is a national headline. Some are calling him a thug, maybe even a drug dealer and a gangbanger. Protesters are taking to the streets in Khalil's name. Some cops and the local drug lord try to intimidate Star and her family. What everyone wants to know is what really went down that night, and the only person who can answer that is Star. But what Star does or does not say could upend her community. It could also endanger her life. Lily and Duncan by Donna Gephardt. Middle school Lexile, 352 pages. Lily Jo McGrother, born Timothy McGrother, is a girl. But being a girl is not as easy when you look like a boy, especially when you're in the 8th grade. Duncan Dorfman, named Norbert Dorfman, is dealing with bipolar disorder and has just moved from the New Jersey town he's called home for the past 13 years. This would be hard enough, but the fact that he is also hiding from a painful secret makes it even worse. One summer morning, Lily Jo McGrother meets Duncan Dorfman, and their lives change forever. Be brave, be bold, be you. Dear Martin by Nick Stone, 224 pages, paper copy, Actively Learn. Justice McAllister is a good kid, an honor student, and always there to help a friend, but none of that matters to the police officer who just put him in handcuffs. Despite leaving his rough neighborhood behind, he can't escape the scorn of his former peers or the ridicule of his new classmates. Justice looks to the teachings of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. for answers. But do they hold up anymore? He starts a journal to Dr. King to find out. Then comes the day Justice goes driving with his best friend Manny. Windows rolled down, music turned up, way up, sparking the fury of a white off-duty cop beside them. Words fly, shots are fired. Justice and Manny are caught in the crosshairs. In the media fallout, it's Justice who is under attack. All-American Boys by Jason Reynolds, Brendan Kiley, 336 pages, paper copy and Actively Learn. In this novel, two teens, one black, one white, grapple with the repercussions of a single violent act that leaves their school, their community, and ultimately the country bitterly divided by racial tension. A bag of chips. That's all 16-year-old Rashad is looking for at the corner bodega. What he finds instead is a fist-happy cop, Paul Galuzzo, who mistakes Rashad for a shoplifter, mistakes Rashad's pleadings that he's stolen nothing for belligerence, mistakes Rashad's resistance to leave the bodega as resisting arrest, mistakes Rashad's every flinch at every punch the cop throws as further resistance and refusal to stay still as ordered. But how can you stay still when someone is pounding your face into the concrete pavement? There were witnesses, Quinn Collins, a varsity basketball player and Rashad's classmate who has been raised by Paul since his own father died in Afghanistan, and a video camera. Soon the beating is all over the news and Paul is getting threatened with accusations of prejudice and racial brutality. Quinn refuses to believe that the man who has basically been his savior could possibly be guilty. But then Rashad is absent, and absent again, and again, and the basketball team, half of whom are Rashad's best friends, start to take sides, as does the school and the town. Simmering tensions threaten to explode as Rashad and Quinn are forced to face decisions and consequences they never had considered before. Punching the Air. I am not going to Yusef Salaam Ibi Zoboy. 400 pages. I remember the pronunciations now. So the story that I thought was my life didn't start on the day I was born. Amal Shahid has always been an artist and a poet, but even in a diverse art school, because of a biased system, he's seen as disruptive and unmotivated. Then, one fateful night, an altercation in a gentrifying neighborhood escalates into tragedy. Boys just being boys turns out to be true only when those boys are white. The story that I think will be my life starts today. Suddenly, at just 16 years old, Amal is convicted of a crime he didn't commit and sent to prison. Despair and rage almost sink him until he turns to the refuge of his words, his art. This never should have been his story, but can he change it? With spellbinding lyricism, award-winning author Ibi Zoboy and prison reform activist Yusef Salaam tell a moving and deeply profound story about how one boy is able to maintain his humanity and fight for the truth in a system designed to strip him of both. And that's paper copy and actively learn. It is in verse. So, Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany Jackson, 432 pages. Monday, Charles is missing, and only Claudia seems to notice. Claudia and Monday have always been inseparable, more sisters than friends. So when Monday doesn't show up for the first day of school, Claudia's worried. When she doesn't show for the second day or second week, Claudia knows that something's wrong. Monday wouldn't just leave her to endure tests and bullies alone. Not after last year's rumors and not with her grades on the line. Now Claudia needs her best friend, and only friend, more than ever. But Monday's mother refuses to give Claudia a straight answer, and Monday's sister, April, is even less help. As Claudia digs deeper into her friend's disappearance, she discovers that no one seems to remember the last time they saw Monday. How can a teenage girl just vanish without anyone noticing she's gone? All right, The Absolute Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie, 229 pages, paper copy, actively learn. So the book follows 14-year-old Arnold Spirit Jr., known as Junior, living with his family on the Spokane Indian Reservation near Wellpinit, Washington. It is told in diary style, moving from the start of the school year to the beginning of the summer. It includes both Junior's written record of his life and his cartoon drawings, some of them comically commenting on his situations and others more seriously depicting important people in his life. And so it's a little bit more exciting to read because of some of the pictures. There's humor in this one. It might be interesting. The Boy in the Black Suit, 304 pages, actively learn, and a paper copy. Just when 17-year-old Matt thinks he can't handle one more piece of terrible news, he meets a girl who's dealt with a lot more and who just might be able to clue him in on how to rise up when life keeps knocking him down. Matt wears a black suit every day. No, not because his mom died, although she did, and it sucks. But he wears the suit for his gig at the funeral home, which pays way better than the Cluck Bucket, and he needs the income since his dad can't handle the bills or anything really on his own. So while his dad's snagging bottles of whiskey, Matt's snagging $15 an hour. Not bad. But everything else, not good. Then Matt meets Lovey. She's got a crazy name, and she's been through more crazy than he can imagine. Yet Lovey never cries. She's tough, really tough. Tough in the way Matt wishes he could be. Which is why he's drawn to her, and definitely why he can't seem to shake her, because there's nothing more hopeful than finding a person who understands your loneliness, who can maybe even help take it away.